Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of apparently technical mishaps there during the intro. Again, welcome to another episode of the IWC Radio podcast. I'm Smoot. Beans is still on holiday currently. Chucks and Will are joining here. We'll get them in. There we are. How you guys doing?
I'm good.
Fine.
We were talking about
Fine.
one of the staples.
What a great day it is today. So happy.
Yeah.
So happy. Happy New Year.
Yeah? Is there something you want to get off your chest?
Nothing at all.
Sounds like it.
Nothing at all.
Sounds like you might want to talk about something.
We're like
Talk about it.
we're 3 days away from Christmas, and you sound like down. You sound like me. Down in the dumps.
Yeah, my heart shrank 3 sizes today.
Oh my god! Is it because you saw the new Grinch movie?
No, I didn't. I don't know anything about the Grinch. Who's the Grinch?
Oh my god! It's like the little fuzzy green grumpy.
Yeah, I know who the Grinch is. It was because I used a Grinch reference, and then I thought it'd be funny to pretend that I didn't know who it was. No, I haven't. It's other stuff, you know. It's other sports. It's real sports that we don't talk about on here. It's okay. I'll get over it. Let's just talk about wrestling instead.
Well, I don't know what happened in the intro there, but we were talking about before we went live. You know, we're on SmackDown a little bit, doing a brief gloss over, and I something caught my eye on .com, and I shared it with you, with the fan and whatnot. But like, is it just me, or does this come off mildly racist here with this kid trying to do a quote unquote hilarious Undertaker impression? And whatnot there. Yeah, there he is. I know it's a holiday, but like, really? I know.
Anytime you do anything with the eyes like that, no,
Look
not
around.
sure. Not sure about that.
Yeah, it was like a weird bleed-in of that page with the YouTube intro there, so it was really, really strange. Sorry about that. I'm sure New Year will have some other weird bug or something and whatnot happen in there in the intro. Anyway,
Speaking of strange images,
yeah.
Strange images.
well, it's not really strange, actually. It's depending on your point of view. We're probably going to get into this later with TLC, but
Yeah.
if anyone caught the moment of TLC where it turned into a strange lesbian porn movie.
Excuse
Wait, what?
Excuse me? Excuse me?
I've sent you the wrong link. Sorry, I've sent you the wrong link. Give me 1 minute. Sorry, 1 minute.
You sent us Charlotte crushes Asuka, so I'm not sure you have sent the wrong link.
Yeah.
Well, talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Well, I don't know. I can't let this one go. I need to know. I need to know exactly what you're talking about.
You will.
I will, because I did watch TLC and it was fine, but I think given the choice, I might watch the other thing.
You clearly weren't watching very
I wasn't
attentive.
watching that.
Oh my god, hold on.
I didn't pick out that freeze frame. No, it's true.
Okay, what is this? Is this something? Oh! Yeah,
That's
no,
quite
I like the one I had with the browser's logo, which, that one's my favorite. Personally speaking, but you know, that one's alright too. I like that one too. I'll throw it up on the stream here in just a sec, if I can. How do you frickin'... There we go. It's like I've never done this before, you know? It's like I fucking... No, that's my page. Sorry about that. I'll just open it. Anyway, this is the one. This is the GIF. This is the thing that you were talking about from the event itself. Charlotte spears Asuka through the barricade, and the barricade just gives no. There's no give from like any of the objects. The tables, the barricade. I mean, we'll get into it in the prediction game.
I figure it's because they're not heavy enough. They're not as heavy as the guys, so like it doesn't. The tables don't break as easily.
A lot of those. What are you trying to say, Dave Meltzer?
I'm saying that the women don't weigh much. I think that's okay to say.
This is what you sent me over.
I mean, it might not be. It might not be in these days to say that women, on average, weigh less than men. Like, I'm all about equality and everything, but I think that one is okay to say. I think. Could be wrong.
Yeah? Okay.
I'll apologize anyway.
Okay.
Just in case.
Just in case. So yeah, I wasn't wrong.
No, you were not. You were not wrong. You were not wrong at all. And there we go. There's the one I did with the Brazzers logo as well. Just
Jesus, that's even worse.
Anyway, we're gonna get into TLC in just a sec. But why are you a Grinch? Why is your heart 3 times as small? Chuck, you never explained.
Back to that.
Yeah.
Back to that. Damn it! I thought we were past that.
No.
Please explain, Doug.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to.
What?
I want to get into it.
I can't just go back to the bit and then you be like, I don't want to.
You should have let it go then. I think maybe Will wants to talk about it more than I do, because I think he benefits. I don't.
Oh well, we benefit quite a lot.
Yeah, he did. Schadenfreude, as the Germans would say.
I assume. Oh my god.
Sour grapes.
Oh my god. So I assume this is the soccer thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This is the soccer thing.
Okay. Just to make sure we're on the same page here.
This time last week, Chuck's team, Man City, were a point ahead. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So a week's gone by since then. We are Liverpool, my team.
Yeah.
Are now 4 points ahead, which is quite a big gap considering you get 3 points for winning the game. So we've got a little cushion heading into the new year. Bear in mind, we've never actually won the competition, so it would be a big thing for us to win it. Okay. Whereas them lot have won it a few times already, so they've had this year. We're due. We go.
It's still close. 4 points in
it is still
December
close.
Is it's not a lot. We still got to play you guys on the 3rd of January, so that's a big game.
Yeah, it's not far away.
Mm-hmm. But we lost today to a team that we should have beaten. We really should have beaten. I would give an American sports analogy now so that Smoot can understand, but I don't know enough about American sports.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gap has opened up, but it's not over yet. Not by a long shot.
Okay.
So we got till May. So.
You know who it is over for? United.
Oh yeah.
We can both laugh at that.
That's so laughing.
That's Beans' team, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rivals of both of our teams.
Yes. They sacked the glorious manager this week because he's not very good anymore.
He used to be the man.
He used to be really good. Yeah.
He used to be really good. Now, I don't know. Something happened, and now he's just miserable. He doesn't seem to have any energy or passion for football anymore.
I think he went to Manchester.
Could be it. Could be it. Yeah, so he ended up losing a lot of games. And that team that used to be, through the 90s and 2000s, they ran the show. Then their long-time manager retired, and they've had 3 supposedly world-class managers since then, or at least very highly rated managers. No one's been able to sort them out. And Mourinho was gone, so I don't know. Beans. Maybe he's optimistic about it. I'd like to ask him. There's definitely an upside to losing a manager who keeps losing games for you.
Well, they won today, didn't they? 5-1.
Yeah, it's Cardiff.
Yeah. So, well, it was only Cardiff, but yeah,
So that explains the gifs there that you sent me with the guy looking like Vince McMahon doing the strut.
Yeah, that's the Liverpool manager, Jurgen Klopp.
Ah, okay.
He's a nice German man.
He is a very charismatic German man. He he has an infectious laugh. He's very difficult to dislike, unfortunately.
Did you see the random stat that came out this week?
In football, that could be literally one of 1,000 stats.
Well, yeah. Oh god, I'm trying to find it now. What was it? I've got to get it right, because if I get it wrong, it'll sound weird. The last 3 times Mourinho had been sacked, he'd played a team that Klopp was in charge of.
Is that right?
Yeah.
The last game before he was sacked, the last 3 times he lost to Klopp.
Yeah,
Huh.
basically. Yeah.
Klopp should be talking about that a lot more often. Should be... next time they play.
Here we go. It was obviously the game on Saturday. Liverpool beat Man United 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool beat Chelsea 3-1 in October 2015. Mourinho's last game in charge.
Oh yeah.
And Dortmund beat Madrid in the Champions League semi-final.
Yeah.
And he got sacked after that. Anyway, should we talk some wrestling?
Yeah, there we go. That's something.
Yeah, let's get away from this.
All right.
Stupid game.
Okay. Should we get the papers ready for TLC here?
Yeah.
Everything's
Everything's around here somewhere. This is our Christmas show, by the way. I don't know if anyone's realized.
Yeah, this is. I think the. Are we gonna do one for New Year's? I don't know.
Saturday. Yeah, it's kind of in that middle bit between the. I think we should be able to do something.
If not, it's arguably, possibly the last show of the year.
I must point out that work has been. I've been getting. Long story short, Smoot's been giving me virtual evils over the intro the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I just thought I was going to tell you this off air, but I'll tell you now. Work has begun on a new one, and we will debut it the first show of the new year.
All right, yeah.
Oh, there's a promise.
There you go. Tune in for that.
Just tune in for that, and you can stop then.
Is it going to be just like a 1 minute long stint of just nothing but Baron Corbin, like they do on TV?
That's a great idea.
I'm kind of worried because the first show after the new year will be after City play Liverpool.
Oh my god!
So it could just be like Klopp's post-match interview or something.
Oh my god!
Him just going ha 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 the way he does.
Does he really laugh like that?
Yeah, he actually does.
Oh my god!
Let's get you a
clip. A YouTube of Klopp laughing.
Stop giving me ideas, because I'll do that.
Laugh compilation of this guy just going ha ha ha.
Jurgen Klopp 1 minute of laughter. Here we go.
Oh my god. There's the Skype noise. Why does it keep making? I thought I muted that. That's weird.
The face.
I'll have to. Oh my god. That's pretty much the same face as the one in the GIF there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay. I'll have to give that a watch after the show because I don't want it to bleed through the stream. Actually, fuck it. Let me see.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, there's music there. Hold on. Let me see here. Hold on. We should use this guy as like a laugh track.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, see? He agrees. He agrees. Alright. Anyway. Get on the TLC. 12 matches, right?
12 matches. It's a
Two,
big show.
2 of them on the pre-show.
2 of them on the pre-show. Not the one that I thought would be on the pre-show. I was
It was
expecting that Mixed Match Challenge to definitely be there, but it was not.
It was a big show that didn't feature the big show.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's very true,
Sorry.
actually.
So few of the big shows feature the big show these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they ever explain why he just left the bar?
Didn't they kick him out? Didn't they beat him up or something?
But did they explain why?
Oh,
Something to do.
cost them a match? Did he,
Something with Cesaro, I believe. I think. I don't know.
I can't remember.
It was like
it
was a throwaway backstage segment, really.
November 27th, big
Yeah.
show on the bars. Brief Alliance ended after a confrontation backstage.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, wait.
There we go. Sorry, I just cracked open a Mountain Dew. Sorry. Yeah, it was just like... I think they encountered him about something. Big Show wasn't having it, and then he like shoved Cesaro into a locker. Or something like that.
As you do.
Pretty much.
That's the long
wasn't
and short
Big
of it.
Show injured or something? Did they have to take him out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Okay. Thanks for clearing that one up.
No problem.
Confrontation backstage. Okay, let's start out with the Cruiserweight title match then. I didn't see this. Did either of you guys watch the pre-show?
No, sorry.
Oh.
I did, yes. I saw all hour of it. I thought it was 2 hours, but it might have been just the one.
I think it's just the one.
Thank God, because 2 hours, everything like as a WrestleMania is too long. So,
Oh,
Well,
no,
we-
sorry, I
the
did see
Rumble.
this. Yeah.
okay. Well, yeah, the Rumble too. Anything that's like a big 4 pay-per-view is a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pre-show wasn't too bad. It's just it wasn't, you could have easily missed it and whatnot. Which match do you want to start with on the pre-show? Real quick.
The first one, Buddy Murphy, Cedric Alexander. Buddy Murphy retained the Cruiserweight title. I don't know how, but he did.
He kicked out of the lumbar check.
No.
Yeah, he did.
They did the usual Cedric Alexander looking shocked face there. And
Let's have that in every match. Kick out of the finisher and then the shocked face.
it's almost as if it's cliched.
Well, it is. It's like I don't know if it's the same agent that does all of those matches or something. Like that's the spot they have to get in there.
They have to get their shit in, yeah.
Yeah.
10 minutes and then get your shit in. Or something.
Make sure the one way you look shocked after the guy kicks out of your move.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. We all get a point for that because Murphy is still the champion.
Sure
It's
is.
Not his news it yet.
Sure is.
Sure is. Also, that guy, Mustafa Ali, is now on SmackDown full time. I don't know if we talked about that last week. I think we possibly did.
I know we mentioned that he appeared on SmackDown. I don't think the news of him being a full-time SmackDown guy happened at the time.
Yeah,
He's actually on SmackDown now, so
Yeah.
that's a top cruiserweight title challenger out of contention.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. There's not much going on in the 205 Live brand in terms of like new contenders and such. I mean, you have the Lucha House Party that's now on Raw. Maybe the Brian Kendrick could be the next one, or somebody else.
Jack Gallagher.
Jack
Still
Gallagher.
around.
Jack Gallagher. Yeah, that was
Drew Gulak still there.
Drew Gulak. Yeah, I was trying to think of his name, Gallagher, and I couldn't think of it, so I was just like, or somebody else.
Someone else. Yeah, I have nothing to say about this one, unfortunately. I'm sure it was good. Those two are good. They had a match, what was it, in Australia? That was good. So, I'll assume it was a fine match. With a kick out of a finish. And then we had a ladder match.
Yeah, this
which
was
had the stipulation originally of having, you know, a ladder above the ring, and whoever grabs it can use it as a weapon.
yeah. That's what
Turns
WWE
out that
built
was
it as.
changed mid-match or something,
Yeah,
and now just getting the ladder was how you win.
yeah. Getting the object.
Getting the object.
Yeah. Remember how last week? Remember last week when I said, you know, there's usually something on these shows that, you know, is booked absolutely stupid that costs me like a point most of the time.
Yeah.
Exhibit A, right here. Pretty much, we predicted the entire match. Only the only thing that was different was the outcome, because Elias grabbed the guitar and won instead of just using it as a weapon like we all. Well, everybody except for Will, because he just saw it as hey, he grabs the thing and wins. So, me, Beans, and Chucks, you know, pretty much predicted this to a T had they played it out as they should have built it. Instead, we get fucking, you know, the schmaz, if you will, after the match, where Elias gets the guitar, the little guy, Leo Rush, thank you, distracts Elias. I don't know what it is with names. I can't do names today for some reason. Leo Rush distracts Elias, and then Lashley uses the guitar on Elias, and that's probably what should have been the actual finish there. So, but no, they had to change the stip at like midway through it, or JoJo hot called it or something when she announced the match.
Which I guess kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because having the guitar above the ring.
Yeah.
And whoever grabs it can use it.
Yeah.
In a match that has a ladder in it, and is presumably no DQ. Why would you have a softer weapon as like the thing above? You know, if you could grab a chair or hit the guy with the ladder, or put him through a table, or you know, do anything with. Why would you need the guitar?
It's true. That's true.
So maybe this step made more sense than the original one.
I don't think
we lost points because they changed it.
I don't think the booking made sense for this one.
Yeah. Yeah, as you say, just a point for Will.
Yep.
He saw this one. I don't know what he was thinking, but it was right.
You've gone back to yourself about 15 minutes ago with the whole being all dumpy in the dumps,
being all down.
Yeah.
Yeah, not happy about it. Will wins everything. Damn it! He'll always come out on top.
All right.
God loves Will. I think, all called the Fabulous Truth winning the Mixed Match Challenge. Yep, we did all four. Points all round for this one. This was on Facebook Watch, I guess?
Yes, this was like...
So it was on pay-per-view and was free.
Yeah.
And, yeah, Truth wins. They have now the 30th spot in the Rumbles. Anyone think maybe our Truth comes out in the Women's Rumble?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I mean, that would be the Truth thing to do.
Not the Santina Marella bit again. Yeah, probably.
Well, I think maybe they do the women's one first. He comes out as number 30. Carmella says, no, this one's mine.
Oh,
you fool. So go to the back. You're later.
My bad.
My bad. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I could see that happening now. Yeah.
And they didn't go to Kentucky.
No, they just instead went to Stamford, Connecticut.
So I didn't get to have my KFC as a celebration.
Oh.
So I'm all sad about it again. It's a bad day.
How did you feel about R-Truth hijacking Alicia Fox's captain hat?
That was the thing that happened.
Yeah, that's pretty much the highlight, other than like that and the dance break that they typically do during matches. Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much that was the match in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a point.
Everyone gets a point. Yeah, not much to say about the match itself. Next up, we all lose points because the Usos failed to win the SmackDown Tag Titles. Bar retains against them and the New Day.
Yeah, I was kind of actually surprised by this. Because they haven't been
Yeah.
really doing jack shit with the Bar.
Mm.
In my opinion.
No, you're right. They haven't.
The only thing that was like a major thing to note was the fact that, you know, they had the big show and then he left on, you know, the November 28th episode of SmackDown, as you pointed out. It was a pretty good match. Again, it was one that didn't need a stip, but it seemed like was it this one or something later on where the fans weren't into it? Was this the match where they were chanting boring, or am I thinking of
No, that was later on.
that was Rollins and
It was,
the Intercontinental title. Okay.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really surprising. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the time, I was like, "Wow, that's oof."
Yeah.
But this one was all right. This one was a-okay as expected. It's just the wrong team won, in my opinion.
This one had lots of moves in it.
Yes.
They did lots of things, and I don't really care about any of it anymore.
Oh wow.
Yeah, look, I don't know which of these teams I'm supposed to like or why I'm supposed to care about.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They do loads of stuff, and it's all
It's
good.
all been
but-
done now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be
Yeah,
time
I
to
know what
move
you
the
mean.
Usos over to Raw. Yeah, I don't know. Tag division, it's nothing there for me right now.
Okay. I'm hoping they kind of rebuild the tag division a little bit on the SmackDown side. Maybe what was it, the Stakes and Weights guys or whatever from NXT? I hope
Heavy
they go
machinery, those guys are cool.
Yeah.
Well, they're coming over here.
I hope they either go to Raw or SmackDown. I mean, both sides could use them, but as long as they don't
Yeah.
get like lost in the shuffle like they have been doing with pretty much any tag team, they should be fine.
I don't
It
know.
looks like
She's
they're also,
Raw's got the revival. Yeah, send him to SmackDown. Send him to SmackDown.
So they did that little spot on SmackDown where I guess Sanity are getting involved now.
Yeah.
And who was the other team that got involved? I remember exactly what happened now. Definitely saw Sanity.
Mm-hmm.
It's the bar, wasn't it?
Was it the bar?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
At least that's something different. If only they'd actually done something with Sanity when they got called up.
Oh, Gallows and Anderson is what you're thinking of.
Oh, Gallows and Anderson. That's
Of
the
course,
ones. I knew
you're
there
right.
was someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they are shaking things up a little bit, which is desperately needed.
There was that report a couple of months ago, wasn't there? Apparently, they don't see any money in tag wrestling, which is a bit
Well,
strange.
that's been the case for about 20 years. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they don't want to put any effort into making it anything. Just, which kind of shows.
Yeah, they never have, and it's a real shame 'cause there's so much talent there now.
Yeah.
Mm.
If there's no money there, find a way to make money with what you have.
Well,
You know?
yeah, you would think, right?
Yeah.
If you do
I
it right,
think-
there's money there. It's not like tag teams have never made money.
Mm.
There's definitely, like, I think a creative output of some kind to, like, maybe get people engrossed in the tag teams, perhaps?
Well, yeah, just try.
Yeah.
There's no money there because you don't try.
There you go, yeah. Yeah. That's the
I'd
long and
maybe-
short of it.
You know who else there's no money in? Baron Corbin.
Mm.
Doesn't stop you, does it?
It's arguably true. Arguably true.
I'd maybe stick to tags in one show.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to do that.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get a better division that way as well, because you're going to get everyone.
All the tags on one show, all the women on the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see an argument for that.
Maybe now we're the authority. We'll get to that later.
Sorry.
Yeah, we'll cover Raw and SmackDown and all the shenanigans that happened on those shows in a bit.
Yeah.
He said we're the authority, so we should make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want WrestleMania in the UK as well.
That's my prediction for next year. We could do some predictions for 2019, and that is that maybe not like one of the big shows, or even the big show, but we'll get like a network special from the UK.
Yeah.
I don't know why I think that's going to happen in 2019.
Is it because of
or at least be announced.
Is it because of the NXT gimmick? The NXT UK gimmick?
Apparently it's sold what are they calling it? Takeover. The Takeover UK has sold out really well.
Good.
So I can see them maybe once that's fit, maybe even at that show they might announce something.
They did pretty well when they did the normal NXT in the UK as well, right? A couple of years.
Yeah, that was just that Wembley Arena.
I think so. It was a couple of Christmases ago.
Yeah, that did well.
Yeah.
The NXT UK as well seems to be doing quite well. The actual shows. So.
Do it. Give us a proper show. Main roster. Make it mean something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, now we're the authority. We can just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
Where's my desk?
Done.
Where's my desk? How do I make the matches? Moving on.
Moving on. Speaking of Baron Corbin.
Oh no.
Oh,
The TLC match. Baron Corbin wanted to win by countout or win by forfeit. Braun Strowman shows up. He can't compete, but like an absolute dick, he gets loads of his friends to come and beat up Baron Corbin, 7-on-1 or whatever.
How do you win a TLC match by countout?
Well, it was by forfeit, wasn't it? That he wouldn't show up if he doesn't show up to the arena.
Okay. Yeah, this was stupid.
Is it wrong? I enjoyed this.
No, there's nothing wrong in it. There's nothing wrong with enjoying it. Yeah.
I don't know. It was classic heel gets his ass kicked.
Yeah. The problem I had was the fact that Strowman was pointing out the fact that that Corbin was the GM, and how
telling them
and telling them everything that Corbin's the GM. He can change the stipulations of the match on a whim if he wanted to, and the fact that Strowman was listing off all these things that he's done, and he's going to kick his ass. He could have just made it, all right, well, if anybody kicks my ass, they're fired. He could have made that a stipulation, or just not made it a TLC match or something, or Corbin could have made some sort of change at the last minute to
Could have disqualified Braun.
Exactly, yeah, by having an arm in his sling or something.
Yeah, so you are not fit to compete. I'm not clearing you. Done.
Yeah.
I win. That's true. He could have done that.
Yeah. It was just the fact that Strowman kind of pointed that out in a way in that promo to him, and then Corbin was just like, "Oh, I'm Baron Corbin. I'm the general manager. I don't know what my job is." All of a sudden,
he also could have had Lashley and McIntyre come out.
Yeah,
help him out.
It's true.
He does have some friends.
So,
yeah,
but the ass kicking was fine. And then Angle showed up. He had a steel chair. He whacked Corbin a couple of times.
This can't be right. Wikis has... How long do you think this match went? If you can call it a match.
5 minutes.
Well,
10.
what would you say? 10?
Yeah,
8 to 10.
Well, if we're counting the bell and then Corbin doing the whole count him out,
Yeah, I guess you do.
Yeah,
I guess you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Apparently 16 minutes.
Really?
I thought it was 2. I thought he came out and then the guys came out and beat him up and that was it. Apparently 16 minutes. That flew by.
Are we counting the fact that he was? Well, I guess the bell would have rang when Corbin was ordering weeks later to count them out. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because it's also factoring in the entrances and such. So
this is also notable as one of the very few times that a match is won, and JoJo announces the loser of this match is Baron Corbin.
That was cold. That was absolutely cold.
That was brutal.
I think that was because Corbin was trying to like order her to say the right thing if you won. So instead, she was like, "The loser of this match." But yeah, we all get a point.
We all get a point for that. Yeah, that was a fairly predictable outcome. I still don't like how Corbin won Survivor Series. Like, he swept Survivor Series, and his reward for doing that was this. It gives you no faith in the continuity of the storyline. You don't, like, if you stick with something, if you keep past events in mind when you watch this, you're actually punished for it. There's no, like, thinking back like you watch a well-scripted TV show, and, like, things from the past come back and are, like, referenced, and they all make sense, and you're kind of, long-term fan,
like a soap
kind of
opera.
rewarded for sticking with it. Yeah, like a soap, or I don't know, soaps sometimes. Sometimes pretty guilty of this too.
Yeah.
But like a Game of Thrones or something, something that there's obviously a lot of thought has gone into. If you watch it again from the start, you pick up on things that make sense, but were always there, and you maybe didn't realize at the time. And this is like a month ago, something happened, and there's no reason why he wasn't already the full-time general manager. He did a really good job.
Yeah, and
he was only put in the temporary GM spot because Steph liked him.
Yeah.
Then he wins Survivor Series, and Steph, I guess, doesn't like him anymore.
Yeah.
Makes him jump through another hoop.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
How does this make sense? How does any of this make sense?
I don't know. I think maybe Strowman was pressuring Steph as like a thing, but then she threw, Corbin under the bus to trying to feed Corbin to Strowman there at TLC. I don't know, but that's a very valid point. They usually don't. They're not keeping up to continuity standards, in a way. I suppose, to getting back to that argument. Mostly because it was speculated that was like Kurt Angle's last match against Drew McIntyre. And now all of a sudden he's back off of his vacay again. So yeah, I don't know. It's they keep on-offing Kurt Angle. The thing with Corbin, we didn't need to see him like on the show entirely for like weeks after weeks after weeks. So, and I think the ratings have like shown that they don't want to see the same show over and over and over again. So that might be why.
I don't know that it's all Corbin. I know he definitely doesn't help, but we've been watching the same show for how long has it been since the Authority? When was the last babyface manager we had at Raw?
God.
Like SmackDown's had a few. SmackDown had Teddy Long and Shane and
Paige.
That's kind of the face show. Yeah, Paige. But Raw is always a heel. It's from Eric Bischoff, and then there's the Authority years. They were brutal.
I think you would have to go back to like maybe AJ.
AJ, I guess. Yeah. I mean, Vicky Guerrero was a heel.
Yep.
Most of the time. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. All right.
Not a big fan of Corbin, but it's not all him. It's definitely Vince.
Yeah, no, you can't like fault Corbin like entirely.
I know he got shafted really because he got blamed for the ratings and everything.
Oh,
it wasn't him. It was the poor writing.
Again, we'll get into that when we cover Raw here coming up.
Yeah.
And the decision to use Baron Corbin of all people.
Yeah.
Like you've got this mainly talking role, and you put the one guy who has like the least charisma on promos in that spot. No. Bad move. Stop using Baron Corbin. Come on. How can you not see? Next up was Natalia beating Ruby Riott. So that's a point all round, except I think Beans. Yeah, Beans thought Ruby Riott would use that Jim Neidhart table. Natalia wins
This was goofy.
by putting Ruby Riott through another table that had Ruby Riott on it.
This is goofy. Yeah, and then
How was that insulting? How was that like revenge or whatever?
And then she pulls out. No, before that. Well, actually, after she pulls out the table, she goes under the ring and gets Jim Neidhart's jacket and glasses and whatnot.
Oh, and puts them on. It looks awkward.
Yeah.
Now you've got to wrestle in a jacket.
Yeah. Okay. If the whole angle to this is you're upset over, whatever beloved tchotchke got broken, why are you putting a fucking ring jacket under the ring?
Also, whose glasses were they she put on at the end?
It just might have been another pair.
Some other glasses, probably Brett's.
Yeah, it might have been just another pair.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but it's almost as if those glasses that got broken weren't actually his.
I know, right? They were like a random.
She's got like 1,000 sunglasses.
Yeah.
Probably gives them to fans in every house show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing was weird. And then after the match, Natalia like holds up the fat head decal of Ruby Riott with like the missing leg.
The leg.
Yeah.
The leg, yeah.
Looks so awkward.
Yeah. But still, I don't know. The positive of this one is they had Natalia out there, the whole Riot Squad comes down, and Natalia puts all 3 of them through tables. Like, that's a huge babyface victory at the end of this whole thing.
Mm.
And we get 3 table spots. Especially Liv Morgan's especially was hard. That was a
Yeah.
big one. So at least Natalia looks good coming out of it.
There's a shot of the table. God. I didn't mind. I know a lot of people had like an issue with Jim Neidhart being used for this, as like the backing of the build-up for this match to happen. But like, I didn't mind it. I mean, everything was tasteful for the most part.
As long as she didn't have a problem with it, which in case she didn't.
Yeah.
So.
And arguably, this puts Natalia in the hot seat for maybe a shot at the title.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thing.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. So yeah, Beans loses a point there.
Yeah.
Which is great for me because he's getting very close. Very close in the overall standings. Here's another swerve. We all predicted Drew McIntyre to beat Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Finn Balor, not even the demon, but just plain old Finn Balor, the ordinary guy.
Who does extraordinary things.
Who does extraordinary things.
Yeah.
Like making us all lose points. By beating Drew McIntyre with a little help from Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, if they're going to propel McIntyre to like the main event scene, I don't think he needs to be losing random matches here like this. I feel. Congrats to Balor, that's for sure. Maybe they could do something with him from this to get him a little bit more notoriety now that Mixed Match Challenge is over. Yeah, that's all I got to say about this one.
Yeah, that is the rumor. It's going around the internet. Well, since TLC, really. Apparently, Balor's in line for a pretty big push on Raw. So.
Oh, that's good. They've really dropped the ball on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since his injury, he was world champion, got injured, had to forfeit, came back really hot, nothing. And they keep doing it as well. They did the same with Seth Rollins after his knee injury. Came back, immediately turned heel, just to then turn face again on Randy Orton and the Authority. Did the same with Drew McIntyre. Not Drew McIntyre, Dean Ambrose. Came back really hot, then straight into the Shield to push Roman Reigns. Now turned heel. Like, all of these faces, people that we want to like.
Yeah.
And you're finding reasons to make us not like them. Yeah, let's hope they stick with the Balor push this time. Also, it looks like the Dolph Ziggler thing is carrying on. He helped out Finn Balor because he doesn't like Drew McIntyre, then beat up Finn Balor backstage.
Yeah,
so it could look like maybe a three-way program or something. This will continue. What happened next? That was quite a good one, I remember. So, oh no, the chairs match.
Oh, another lost.
Oh no,
another lost point.
Another lost point because Randy Orton couldn't beat Rey Mysterio. Even with a line of chairs, like he was setting up for musical chairs or something.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to RKO him through him.
Yeah, but instead got a weird kind of
like a roll
little Rana,
yeah,
a little victory roll kind of thing. Lots of chairs in this one.
It looked like at one point, Ray was going to go for the 619, and Orton could have easily grabbed the chair that was like propped up in the turnbuckle, and then just held it up, and he would have 619 his knees into the fucking chair. But maybe Ray's getting too old for that spot or something. I don't know.
Oh, his knees aren't great.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the wrong man won. Again, if this leads to Ray doing something on the roster, great. Otherwise, I don't care. This will be an easily forgettable chairs match.
Yeah.
If it leads to Ray and Daniel Bryan, then I'm all in.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, not great. I thought it was all right considering it's a chairs match.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen a good chairs match.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I'd imagine these two could have done a much better match without the chairs. How about that seated senton spot that Ray did to the outside and just crashed through the chair?
Yeah, that was kind of crazy looking. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe it's just the sound from the chair made it look worse than it was, but
yeah, probably
uncomfortable. Ronda. Now this was a match that was much better than I had expected. I thought Nia Jax would really drag Ronda down, but apparently Ronda helped her up, lifted her up. This was really good. Nia Jax was a great monster. Ronda Rousey can sell. Don't know how much she should, but she did, and then eventually beat her up. So great.
I love the mind games to Tamina when Rousey was going for the armbar. Yeah, it's impressive how much Rousey has the overall the wherewithal of knowing how to do stuff in the ring, as well as kind of this little subtleties of placating to the manager outside that's trying to interfere, selling, as you pointed out, all these attributes and whatnot in a match that she seems to have just learned like a pro,
Yeah, she's not kind of going through the motions like so many, any outside talent. Usually they learn the spots and that's it.
Yeah.
Which I was worried about because she apparently practiced that WrestleMania match a lot. She learned, the script of that one and then the next one. But now, I don't know, yeah, she's picking it up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, she obviously gets it. It's great. And then, what happened after this one? Nia Jax got punched by Becky.
Yeah, backstage.
Cool. Yeah.
That was amazing.
That was good, though.
This is a good punch, too.
Keep my name out of your mouth.
That was like a Mark Henry line.
Yeah.
That was like when Mark Henry was doing the Hall of Pain. kind of thing he would say. What else? Daniel Bryan, the new Daniel Bryan, beat AJ. Not with a dick kick though, with the unbreakable small package.
Yeah. Mr. Small Package strikes again.
I really love that finish.
Yeah, I actually did not, because it's pretty much the same as it was back in like October when these two faced off before the heel turn.
Mm.
And in fact, I went back and cited the tweet where he said that he was Mr. Small Package. So
He is Mr. Small Package. He has been for years. He was in Ring of Honor.
yeah.
That's why I like it so much. He has his finishers. You know, he can do the running knee, do the label lock and whatever. But occasionally, he'll break out that small package, and no one can break it.
There it is, right there. Mr. Small Package strikes again. Watch out at AJ Styles back on, early October. Jeez. So, that's pretty much my only gripe. The match itself was fabulous, so I'm okay with that. And we all get a point.
And we all get a point.
Yeah.
We all get a point for Ronda as well, of course.
Yes.
Then you were talking before about boring chants.
Oh boy.
Dean Ambrose is your new Intercontinental Champion, but this match just didn't ever really start. You know, it's just more stuff that I don't care about.
Yeah, this was if I said last week, I said that if there was any match on the card that could use a stip, this would probably be one of them. I think the other one might have been the SmackDown tag, even though I don't think the SmackDown tag could have used a stipulation overall. This definitely could have used like a ladder or two or something. I don't know what they were thinking, but a lot of people pointed out that for how much heat this build has been getting, like it started off with like a some sort of like headlock or a collar elbow, a lockup or whatever. It just it wasn't like knock your socks off great. It was more of like a technical match than anything else, which a lot of people were not into nor expecting. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I kind of agree with the fans. It was a tad bit boring, and I
don't know that I ever need to see Seth Rollins selling his knee again.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, if your knee hurts, I get that you can still wrestle, you can stand on it, and you can run on it a little bit, but do you have to keep doing dives and like power bombs and stuff?
That's a fair point, yeah. But it's for the title, you know?
It's always his knee, and it's always the same thing.
Me and Will gain a point. You and Beans lose a point.
We do. That's exactly right.
Keep it on up.
Damn it! I think I did say that Rollins would win it like by DQ or something, though, right? I knew that Ambrose would win, but I thought you might kind of, you know.
No, I said something about Ambrose winning it by like countout or DQ or something like that.
How did I go
before the game? I picked Ambrose. I wasn't going to go specifics on that.
Oh, Dean goddamn Ambrose!
Yeah.
So I would have given this one the ladder stip, maybe.
Yeah.
Because Elias and Bobby Lashley didn't need it. That's on the pre-show. No one watched that.
Yeah.
Just give them a guitar, whatever. Who cares? I would have
put the guitar on the pole, bro.
just do a poles match. Do tables, ladders, chairs, and ladders, and guitars, or whatever. I would have taken the chairs away from Mysterio and Orton.
Yeah.
Put that on Strowman and Corbin. Just have Corbin beating up with chairs. That's fun.
Yeah.
That didn't need to be TLC. There was no need for that to be TLC. And that frees up the TLC for the triple threat tag.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been fun.
That would have
yeah.
been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have just shuffled them around a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I like that idea.
Speaking of TLC, though, triple threat TLCs.
Yeah. No points for this one.
No points for this one. Me, Beans, Will go for Becky. Smoot thought Charlotte was going to win it. We're all wrong. We even mentioned it at the time. Maybe Asuka would win it, like a, hey, I'm also here.
I did say that she was the wild card.
She was the wild card, and she ended up winning.
Yeah. I came very close to picking Asuka just as like a throwaway pick, but again, I think with everybody being as conservative here with the picks and just going with the same thing, I was like, I'll go Charlotte because it seems like more likely she would win, and then her and Becky could have like this back and forth feud leading up to like WrestleMania or something like that, where it could be like a weird triple threat with her, Becky, and Ronda. Not the case.
Right.
Not
That's
case.
the other thing here.
Yeah.
So Asuka won because while Becky and Charlotte were on the ladder fighting
Oh my god, this was,
to get
this
the
was
belt,
so stupid.
Ronda Rousey shows up, shoves the ladder over. They both
Arrive,
fall
push
down.
ladder over, leave.
Yeah.
Where's that t-shirt?
Yeah, that's her revenge, I guess, for
That's so stupid.
Charlotte giving her a load of cane shots and Becky attacking her in the dressing room.
Yeah.
So now the belt's not on Becky, so she can win the Rumble and challenge the Raw champion.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Can I do that?
Benoit did.
Okay, alright.
Who? Who?
Let's not get into things that Benoit did. Yeah, I think it can be done.
Yeah, I'm sure. Didn't God, Batista did the whole thing, didn't he? Decided what champion he was going for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nakamura did as well. He said it right
Yeah.
away that he was asked after winning.
That was when he
Yeah.
turned heel, turned face, wasn't it? When he did the whole thumbs up, thumbs down thing.
Yeah.
Batista, yeah.
Yeah, it can definitely be done. I wonder if we might start seeing. I'm going off topic a bit here, but a little bit of relaxing in the draft split rules now that the McMahons are in charge.
That's a thing. Let's just finish this up and we'll get
Sure,
right
yeah.
on to that, because that is a good point. So on this show, there were 12 matches. 12 long matches to get through. Beans predicted correctly
5.
5. 5. A gentleman's 5. I got 6. I think that's a respectable score. 6 is fine, right?
That's
6 out of
at
12.
least half.
I like half. It's at least half. Smoot, you managed 7. That's
Yes.
a good effort.
More than
But
half.
Will, Elias wins it for Will.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. He gets 8 out of 12. That's a big score on the show. So overall standings out of 117 matches this year. Smoot, 56. Still under half. You'll get there. I have faith you'll get there. Will climbs up to 65, just behind Beans on 66, and I pull away just by that one. 68 now.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot tighter for the lead.
It is really close.
So,
It's a bit like the Premier League, isn't it?
Oh, am I just 2 points ahead? Yeah.
Ooh.
It is, but you don't win anything in December.
No, you don't.
Wait until the spring.
Oh man. Yeah, that's a tight race. I'm
Do you want to join us, maybe?
maybe. I'd like to. I'm just
Feel
observing
free.
it from the back. I just need you guys to like not predict like correctly for like the next 2 shows, and we'll be fine.
Wait until you know.
So, yeah, that's crazy. Now what were you talking about with the draft here? Getting back to that.
Yeah.
Well, we should probably go to Raw first and
Right.
kind of.
You're right.
Basically,
That's more
yeah.
prevalent here at the moment. So basically, Raw started off with the McMahons and Triple H, who's also, I guess, technically McMahon now, in the ring, and said that from here on out, they're running both shows. There's no more general managers. There's no more absentee figures. They're going to be running the shows, and we, the fan, are the authority. Which where's my desk? Let me make the matches. Let me make the matches. So initially, when they said that, I thought they're bringing back the Raw active poll.
Yeah, I thought that.
And we get to decide like who Randy Orton's going to face. You know, like,
Yeah.
is it going to be Rey Mysterio? Is it going to be Jeff Hardy or some diva's luggage? Find out after the break. You know, like, that's pretty much that's honestly what I thought they were trying to do as like a way to make the ratings pop a little bit, I guess. So,
What did you think of this overall? I don't know.
it's stupid.
I hate it.
It's
I
stupid.
think so.
Nothing actually changed. Like, they promoted like a new era and all this jazz and whatnot, and nothing actually changed. We still kind of got some of the same matches. Granted, it was nice to see the Revival get a win. It was nice to see some other stuff as well, but overall, Bobby Roode got his robe back. Completely retconned being pissed on by Drake Maverick.
Not only did he get his robe back, he's got another one for Chad Gable.
Gable got one on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These two that were supposed to be like, teasing like some kind of a split are now actually on the same page. So,
This to me, they were joking around saying this was, a fresh start, and it did seem like they were genuinely pressing the reset button.
I wouldn't say genuine. They might have tapped it a little bit.
Not completely, but just over the last couple of weeks, it was kind of they kind of acknowledged that, okay, it's not been great over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
We know it's not been great. We're going to be making changes to try and fix this. And I think it was quite honest of them. They didn't come out and actually say that, but that was what the general meaning of what they were saying was.
But I want to know what they think the problem was.
Yeah.
Because if they think that this is something just over the last month, they're very wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And like,
they think that, like, okay, so we get rid of Corbin, everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Right. And how long is it going to be until like the ratings slump again? And then they're going to have to trot out Vince McMahon again, you know? Like,
well, I mean, so these next two shows will be really bad.
Yeah.
Because they're on Christmas and New Year.
Yeah. It's a holiday thing,
yeah. I think the timing was a bit strange. This announcement probably could have happened maybe this week, going into next week.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you're actually going to see any major changes until the first live show of the new year. I don't think, anyway.
That's probably true. That is absolutely true, yeah. Just going over Raw, they pretty much did the same thing that Baron Corbin did through like his course of his tenure, basically changing matches around as they were happening and such. So they pretty much they did the same thing to him in Kurt Angle, Apollo Crews, and the Raw Tag Team Champions Chad Gable and Bobby Roode defeated Baron Corbin in a 4-on-1 no DQ handicap match. That the rules kept being changed by each McMahon coming out and pulling the rug out from Baron Corbin and such.
And this is the problem.
Yeah.
Like, I'm starting to feel a bit sympathetic for Baron Corbin now. He's just getting screwed over and over.
Yeah. And this entire segment went like 20 minutes. This came after the McMahon announcement.
Yeah.
It went on a little bit too long. I mean, how many shows have started off with like this really overly drawn out promo where people
all of them.
Yeah. Just say a bunch of shit that nobody cares about. Like, I could literally miss like the first half hour of Raw and not miss like a thing. You know.
Mm.
The only exception to that, I think, had to been the Roman Reigns announcement when he had leukemia and all that. I think that might have been the only exception. Because that's one of those
long drawn out talking segment.
Yeah,
Get over with Roman. Come on.
Jeez. God, that's one of those you had to be there moments. I feel.
It was weird. That was that was
out of nowhere too.
We came out without the flak jacket thing on.
Yeah,
something's going on here.
Mm.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So Vince comes out, announces that Triple H and Steph are back, and now they're faces again.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No,
because there's no reason for it.
Yeah.
Why are they nice now? Ratings go down, and suddenly they realize the error of their ways.
Remember that one promo? I find this hysterical. Do you remember that one promo like several years back where Triple H came out and just basically berated the fans? Like, oh, you didn't get what you want. What are you going to do? You're going to tweet about it. Yeah, they do that, and then fast forward to now, and now they're like, oh, you're the authority. We got to give you what you want. You know, they kind of completely 180'd their tune around.
Yeah.
And Triple H was like, I buried... No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I want to know what they think the problem is, and I want to know what they think we want. Because if by a change, like, you know, the changes that we want to see, if they mean pushing the revival, then great. I like the revival. That's not it.
I mean, it's baby steps to the right direction.
Exactly. Like, calling up a load of guys from NXT who aren't ready.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Well, EC3's ready. I think he's
EC3 is fine, and it'll be funny to see him on the show with Fandango again.
Yeah.
But
Lars Sullivan could be
like
something.
Lars Sullivan. I don't know how much better he's gonna get. Okay, fine, Lars Sullivan.
Lacey Evans.
No one needs to see Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
And they've got this. So they showed all of these like vignettes with their was it on their way to WWE?
Yeah, it looked like a vignette for like new network shows or something. In a way.
Well, the first one I saw was Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
And then it said on their way to WWE. Oh god, she's not doing like an ungendered pronoun gimmick, surely. the woman with the woman's right gimmick. Like very clearly a woman, very female, like she's gonna do on their way, really, not on her way. But then there's a whole series. Oh right, okay. That makes sense.
Nikki, I think, should have been with Sanity when they got called up.
She was. What did she come out with Sanity not long ago?
She was on the
UK for the UK
Manchester show.
Right, that's what that was. Yeah.
But from the get-go, she should have been with the group.
Mm-hmm.
The Stakes and Weights guys seem pretty awesome.
That'll be fun.
That should be a lot of fun. Again, EC3.
EC3's vignette was him going into his hotel room and stripping off. So it turns out this guy's character is that he has wrestling trunks on under his suit. He goes to a hotel room,
getting dressed.
prepares to wrestle.
I
have trunks on under my suit, and I could be in my hotel room.
Yeah, Botch Spot pointed out it might have been like a nod to like Batman and Robin, the one movie where they're getting dressed and it's getting all the highlights of the suit and whatnot.
I guess. But I want to know who's wrestling in that hotel room.
You're right. You, me, in the lobby, 1-on-1. Let's go.
Don't you can throw that up, Smooth? Dixie Carter actually sent some congratulations on Twitter.
To her nephew.
Yeah, she actually says, Auntie.
Yeah, Auntie.
Alright, that's
congratulations to me.
As much as I don't like Dixie Carter, that's kind of funny. Can't wait to watch you hold these major titles in the air. Love you, Aunt Nee. Top 1%. That's incredible. That's pretty good. She might be a buffoon, but she knows how to keep a gimmick going. I like that.
Kayfabe till the end.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the I guess the new stars that are just getting catapulted to the main roster. It's just I don't think that's the problem. They just got to do better with what they currently have, rather
It's
than
always cool to see these new faces from NXT. We love them in NXT, and it's cool to
right.
see them, for that week or two. But they always drop the ball with them.
Yeah.
I can't think of any NXT call-up that's done
Charlotte.
well. Yeah, they love Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte's won.
We've done. I think we've done this before. Yeah, Charlotte.
Yeah, we have. I'm sure this is
We have, yeah.
quite a lot.
Uh,
We've run through all of the ones that have failed.
I mean, Rusev's had a pretty good stint, although it could be better.
He's talking about going back to developmental now.
Yeah, and he had a tank at WrestleMania.
He did have a tank at WrestleMania. He peaked there.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's seen the leaked spoilers for next week's SmackDown.
No, I want to be.
No, I haven't.
I won't say nothing, but yeah.
I know Rusev and Nakamura are supposedly having a match for the U.S. title, and I had no idea what the hell Nakamura was trying to prove with that promo of Rusev. Of like, he's a total diva. No, he's like a complete cool guy. Like, are you kidding me?
He's the kind of guy I want to hang out with. He's funny.
He's having fun with his wife. He's grilling in the nude. Like,
grilling.
What's wrong with that?
Well, there's a lot wrong with naked grilling. There's a lot of spatter,
Splashback, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Fair enough. But still, like, I mean, that promo did nothing except show how awesome Rusev is on Total Divas, really. Yeah, so they're going to have a one-on-one match for the U.S. title this Tuesday. But, like, I don't know. There's going back to what you said, Chucks, there's not, like, many standouts that have, like, been really, doing well since being called up from NXT. I agree with you on that. So they got to just tighten the ship around. Basically, just make sure that you don't have these guys get lost in the shuffle. And I feel like some of them could. I could totally see an EC3.
Probably all will.
Yeah, I could totally see an EC3 being, unfortunately, just being a mid-card person, I guess.
Yeah.
As much as it pains me to say that, like, he could go for like the Intercontinental title or the U.S. title instead of like the WWE Championship or the Universal title or something like that. Unfortunately,
but this has to be just about the worst time possible to get called up.
Yes.
When WrestleMania is presumably, at least the big matches are all booked out. You know exactly where both sides of the women's roster are going. Well, at least we have to assume that Ronda's with either Becky or Charlotte. And the other will probably be with Nia.
Right.
Or I guess Asuka's the champion now. So maybe something there. But there's not really any room for Lacey Evans. So she'll just be there. She'll win some matches against some like Alicia or whoever. And that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Maybe Heavy Machinery could get a tag title shot. Maybe. That'd be kind of cool, I guess.
I could see them being on SmackDown and getting like a SmackDown tag title shot.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Happy with that. Being in the bar, that's all right. But yeah, fine. EC3 isn't going to be in the main event because, again, presumably they know where the main events are going.
He should be
Rollins and Lesnar or whatever it is.
He should be a main event star. That's the thing.
And if he is mid-card, I don't know what the plan is for that, but Ambrose is the champion. Is he going to challenge Ambrose? I don't know. It seems like that's kind of the top belt on Raw by default now.
I mean, if
so they've got the big stars going for that.
Here's the thing: if he goes to SmackDown to challenge for the U.S. title, then you're getting back into like Derek Bateman territory with the America gimmick.
Yeah,
which is great and all, but I don't think that's going to help him out in a way. It's kind of like a regression a little bit.
Unless he does go for the WWE title against his former pro.
Ooh. Now, see, that's something that could be really good, but knowing WWE, they're not going to go for it. They're going to there's no money in that.
They would have to bring up the fact that he's Derek Bateman. I don't think they want to do that.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. But then again, I mean, they have pointed out history. They could just say, back in the day, EC3 used to be the rookie to Daniel Bryan or the pro or something like that. To
Used to play a character called Derek
Derek
Bateman.
yeah.
Actually, he was Ethan Carter the whole time, and
Yeah.
just didn't want to didn't want to call himself Carter while Dixie Carter was still running TNA. Thought it would hold him back in the WWE.
So I could see that being a thing. What about Lars Sullivan? That's still kind of.
They seem to want to do something with him.
Yeah, he's lurking, quote unquote. Like
he is lurking.
Like somebody in the Twitch chat.
But yeah, I don't know what you do with him either. 'Cause you can't push him to the top now.
Do you put him on Raw and have like so many giants on Raw, or SmackDown could obviously be the spot for him. He could be like the Braun Strowman of SmackDown in a way.
Yeah.
So.
Or do you have? Is Brock Lesnar staying until WrestleMania, or is he losing it at the Rumble and that's it?
When is the UFC fight with what's his face, Cormier?
Doing what now? Yeah.
I don't know if that's a thing yet.
Yeah, okay. Dana White on last time he was asked anyway, he said it's not happening, but he tends to make things up.
Yeah, I'm not. That could change within like a heartbeat. So I mean,
exactly.
I wouldn't have much stock in that.
The rumor was it was going to happen in January, but if they've already announced Lesnar for the Rumble, then I'm guessing not.
Huh.
You said before, Chuck, that most of the matches from Mania seem to be locked in.
I'd imagine that the top end would be. They have to have a good idea of what they're doing, surely.
I don't think they do now. Since Reigns is gone, I don't think they do. I don't think they've got an idea.
I think with Reigns gone and the ratings taking a tumble.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, are two separate things that are happening, I feel.
Oh, yeah. I don't think they've got... I think before Reigns went, he was in the main event for the title. And I think now they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, it's been shaken up, but I think they must have... Like, they've known that... How long's Reigns been out now? It's a couple of months.
Yeah.
Mm.
And this is the kind of time where they start getting this stuff kind of done. So I feel like they have to have an idea. Maybe it was going to be Reigns and Lesnar or whatever, and now it's going to be Rollins and Lesnar. They had to replace that. But and especially on the SmackDown side, there's no change. They have to know if it's Daniel Bryan and Rey Mysterio or Randy Orton or Lars Sullivan. You know, they have to have some idea of what they're doing. I would have thought. Anyway.
I could just see Vince pounding his desk and just being like, "God damn it, leukemia," or something like that. You know?
I mean, Triple H getting injured, of course.
Yeah.
Probably he's out as well. So if they were going to do Triple H and Batista, maybe not anymore.
Because he tore a pec, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. God damn. Yeah, that's actually that's a bit concerning. Just putting all that out there. You're right. Yeah. They don't have Reigns. Triple H probably
There's nothing obvious to do. There's no the AJ Nakamura match. You'd think, I can see that one coming a mile off. They need to do that.
Yeah.
And the Lesnar Reigns thing, they've been building that for 4 years or something. So you know that's what they were going to do. This year, I don't really see it.
I think Rollins is going to win it, and then you'll see Survivor Series flash up on the graphic behind him again. That was weird. That's such a weird moment.
Who are you thinking for the Rumble?
To win?
You've got to imagine Strowman's winning the belt.
He won the match, and the stipulation was if he wins at TLC, he would get a title shot against Lesnar at Royal Rumble, right?
So presumably Strowman's the champion going into WrestleMania.
I don't know if that's a given. I don't know if that's a given. Honestly.
Yeah, I could see Lesnar winning.
Again? He just won in the beautiful city of Riyadh or whatever.
I could see Lesnar winning the Rumble and someone who wins the Rumble that isn't Strowman. Because, like, the weird thing is, like, they should put the strap on Strowman, but they're not. And I don't understand why. I don't know if they were just waiting for all the momentum to cool off and just not have, like, this white-hot babyface go for the title or what. But, like, he's kind of, like, cooled off considerably, and he's nursing that elbow injury.
It's like they keep getting Lesnar.
Yeah.
They think he's gone, and then they offer him more money. Yeah, all right, I'll do another one. Oh, well, if we've got Lesnar back, then what the hell?
I think it's a little bit too early to tell. Like, if you were to tell me, like, right now, if I had to pick, like, one guy, I mean, I'd
go Rollins.
Rollins, yeah, a lot of people said Rollins for the 4-year anniversary. Although I don't know if he would be a good choice, considering he got, the boring chance on TLC.
There was some suggestion The Rock's going to be involved, but I can't see him winning it.
I don't know about him wrestling anymore.
Yeah, if he were to show up, he would probably just promote the the Titan Games on NBC, and that's about it.
Yeah, because they wanted to do something with him and Reigns, didn't they?
Yeah.
Mania.
Yeah.
But obviously that can't happen now. So, is The Rock out completely, or is he still involved somehow?
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, it's a rumor at the moment. And I don't know if you can say, well, he's totally going to show up based off of a rumor like that. But I mean, I don't think I don't think he has anything necessarily to promote. I don't know if there's like a movie around that time frame when Mania is coming out.
He's always got something.
That's true. That's very true. Again, you could just come out and just be like, watch the Titan Games and then leave. Arrive, promote, leave.
There was a story going around the day sheet just a couple of weeks ago that apparently they're planning something major in January. Now, WWE's version of major and our version of major is usually quite different.
Yeah, it came early with the McMahons running the shows.
Maybe that was it. Yeah,
maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. The Rock could definitely just make like a quick appearance and just promote something. Yeah.
Okay, so the 14th of February in the US and 1st of March over here, Fighting with My Family is coming out.
Really?
Page story.
Oh yeah.
So he could promote that.
He's not in that an awful lot, though. I know he produced it, but he's not in it an awful lot.
No.
So, I imagine it's going to get a pretty big promotion on WWE TV, but I don't think it'll be focused on him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I can't just be like, yeah, he's going to show up or he's not going to show up. I think it's more likely that he won't appear than actually, just promote whatever movie and such that he's got coming up.
Yeah. I think this is the most open Rumble we've had for a while.
Yeah, I don't think there's a clear-cut Rumble person that you could just point your finger at and just be like, you're winning it,
I think Rollins is the closest we got.
Rollins is arguably probably the closest, yes. But again, it's not a guarantee.
Well, no, it's not. And I just can't think of anything on the SmackDown side. Assuming it's going to be Daniel Bryan, because they do like to have the at least reasonably long heel reign to end at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Then it can't be AJ again. Mysterio, I guess it could be, but that...
No.
No. And then who? Like, Jeff Hardy? What else have you got?
If it had to be somebody from SmackDown, and this is just me, Rusev.
That'd be really cool, but I can't see it.
I can't see it happening, but I can also see him just being like, all right, you know what? Here, all or nothing. you're winning the Rumble.
I would love that.
And if he if the momentum flops or whatever, then you send him back to developmental or whatever, NXT or something like that. That's
see if
just
there's
my
any.
opinion.
See if there's any special bets here.
But I don't know. Rusev Day was a really hot commodity, and then it just cooled off because he did stupid shit with Aiden English. Which, by the way, we haven't seen him in forever. Since the whole, we're going to try to make it seem like he had an affair with Lana and such. So, I don't know what's going on with that, but they just kind of, soured on the Rusev Day gimmick for whatever reason. I don't know why. But that would be something new. That would be something fresh. That could be something for the fans to get behind it again, essentially.
Okay, this is wow. Actually, you're right. This is pretty open. So I'm looking at the odds here, and the favorite is Seth Rollins, but then Drew McIntyre. You can see that.
Yeah, he could be
third highest on here.
McIntyre could be. Hold on, McIntyre could kind of float under the radar a little bit, and then when nobody expects it, just win the Rumble. He could be one of those people that's just doing kind of poorly, kind of like with TLC, where he should have won that match against Balor. Balor could be another one.
Balor is way down here. Third on, I don't know. Third is The Miz.
Yeah,
The Miz Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
yeah.
I can see that being a thing where Miz is the good guy instead of the bad guy.
Yeah. Then AJ Styles. Fifth is The Rock.
No.
Andrade Cien Almas, Bobby Lashley, John Cena, Braun Strowman, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, Finn Balor, Brock Lesnar. So it's kind of Brock Lesnar. He's not even in it. Then there's a whole list of names here, but Grant Holt. Who's Grant Holt?
I think it's an NXT guy.
Is he?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, he's a footballer. What the hell? Why is he
Is he not?
Yeah, he's the Norwich guy. Why is he on here?
Was he there?
Wasn't he?
What's he doing there?
Oh, hang on. Was he?
No, I
done
thought he
something
was
wrestling?
in I thought he was in NXT or something. I know he was the soccer player or whatever, but he apparently. Was
Aren't you thinking of the old goalkeeper?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
Why the hell is he on there?
I don't know.
200 to 1. Grant Holt winning that. That's weird.
Okay, apparently he's a former Norwich player that actually had a match at World Association Wrestling last week. He's 37 and basically started wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember him from football. He's not my pick, by the way. I'm not.
No.
Getting an early pick in for Grant Holt.
And what else?
Oh, okay. I think I might know why he's been given odds.
Oh, yeah?
He won a 40-man Rumble
Oh my God.
at this World Association Wrestling, which was actually involving eliminating Ricky Knight Jr., Paige's dad. Yeah.
Nice.
So, that's probably why he's been given odds.
Well, I know his stand-up game is pretty good. He is a prolific striker.
Oh dear.
Yeah, real quick to address we'll get to the page in just a sec here. Just going over Raw, pretty much everything. We mentioned the Revival getting the chance to win a Raw Tag Team Championship, and then the entire third hour, by the way, was just this. It was an open challenge from Ronda Rousey, which this was the second open challenge of the night. The first one being from Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental title, which the Tyler Breeze came out and gave a crack at for some reason. Hey, I'm glad that they were using Tyler Breeze for something since Fandango has been injured and on the shelf. But the entire third hour was this gauntlet match because all these women were yelling at Billy Kidman in the back for some reason, I guess. I don't know why. They wanted to be the one that faced Ronda, and then Steph was like, "Hey!" and then made the match a gauntlet match to have the opportunity to face Ronda for the Christmas show. So that happened. Very strange. I don't know why the Riot Squad only allowed Ruby Riot to, do one match instead of like having all three members go for it. Because if you're not going for a championship, what are you doing in the company? That's the old John Cena mantra back in the day. But eventually, after smoke cleared, Natalya happened to have gotten it, and then she faces Rousey this Monday on the taped edition of Raw. On SmackDown, Shane McMahon relieved Paige of her duties, I believe, as GM. One of those things being that she tweeted out saying that she was trying to make one last match before her time as GM ended. Unfortunately, Becky Lynch versus Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title is not official yet for Royal Rumble, which is mildly interesting because it kind of leaves the door open for possibly, maybe another triple threat, maybe some other match, I guess, maybe a fatal four-way, I don't know. But one of the things that came in with the McMahon regime reset, if you will, is that there's no more automatic rematches for the titles and such. So I don't know if you guys have anything to say about that, but that is, I think, pretty much the other major thing from SmackDown, yeah. Other than Mustafa Ali being a full-time guy.
Yeah, he pinned Daniel Bryan, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, he did. He got the, him and AJ versus Bryan and Almas.
Yeah.
Tag team main event. Yeah, he pinned the champ, which was pretty cool. You don't see that often. But that's not going to...
Maybe that's your Rumble winner.
Ooh. That would be great. Yeah, that was pretty much Raw and SmackDown in a nutshell. Really not much else. Yeah, we pretty much covered it, all the other talking points and such, and yeah. So, also apparently, according to Dave Meltzer, your former boy, Chucks, they kind of, it seems like they've dropped the authority figure for Alexa to be like the Brooke Hogan of Raw.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah, she wasn't on Raw this past Monday, nor on the upcoming taped edition, and they've also apparently dropped the Shane McMahon heel turn in the works with The Miz.
Good.
So there's also that, and of course, Lucha House Party Rules no longer being a thing. Thank God.
That's great.
So stupid.
I guess I do wonder if we are going to see some kind of relaxing of the draft rules now. So
I'm wondering if this is going to eventually dissolve the brand split.
But yeah, I can see that coming eventually.
Yeah.
It'll go back to the way it used to be with the Raw Super Show.
Yeah.
It'll never actually get
SmackDown guys
announced.
go on Raw, but the Raw guys never go on SmackDown.
Yeah, I can see that being a thing, especially if they're trying to make SmackDown like an actual like sport-oriented show that like Fox wants it to be, supposedly. But
yeah.
Well, there was a rumor they want what the UFC guy that Lesnar's supposed to be fighting. What's his name?
Daniel Cormier.
That's him. Yeah. Apparently they want him on commentary.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's a fan, so it wouldn't be totally out the ordinary.
Let him book the shows. He would know what's up. I'm just throwing it out there. That's a guess. It's probably not true. I don't know. But he could probably do a better job than what's currently on TV right now. I'll give him that much credit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
apparently, there's some new WWE Network shows coming next week. We've got on Christmas Eve.
Oh no, not the Botch Club.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I was going to mention that in a second. With they're doing a Fashion File special.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
The description is, it's do or pie for detectives Tyler Breeze and Fandango
Oh boy.
as the fashion police close in on Kevin Owens' mysterious pie-faced perpetrator.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow!
From
Finally.
from the what was it? The July 4th backstage schmoz with all the food fights being thrown around and whatnot.
That was ages ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're gonna, and it seemed like the cameraman was the one that pied Kevin Owens for whatever reason.
Yeah.
That segment was awful because we never got who done it, and I'm glad that they're gonna revisit that to see who did it. That's incredible.
They're actually calling it Fashion Files, the Cold Case Unit.
Really? Yes. See, like they could be a modern day GTV type of thing. That's great.
And you mentioned there the Botch Club.
Yeah.
Gallows and Anderson watch acrobatic attempts gone awry and take a deep dive into the circumstances behind the infamous Titus World Slide.
Yeah. Just hire Matthew already. Just hire him. Let him do his gimmick. Give him some royalty free music or whatever that kind of fits the.
It wouldn't really work.
Yeah,
you have to have the video game music.
Yeah.
And footage from other places.
Just hire him. Just hire him. Just whatever. Just give him money. Leave him alone.
This won't work because they don't want to show that they make mistakes.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the big problem.
Yeah. It's
like anything actually where people just get lost. It doesn't happen a lot in WWE.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of like
they're not going to want to show it.
Yeah, it's kind of like they're reinviting. That's the wrong word. It's kind of like they're reviving. What was it? The gimmick between Road Dogg and Josh Matthews when they were looking at old footage and stuff. The basements, the annals of.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever that show was. That had the Triple H puppet, basically, which was the best thing about it.
Wasn't that part of the JBL and Cole show?
No,
it was
It's something different.
It was completely different. Yeah.
Yeah, they did their own thing.
Yeah.
For a little while.
Mm.
They just got all snarky about stuff.
Yeah.
There was also the countdown episode of the 10 botches.
Yeah,
which is quite funny actually.
Dolph Ziggler referenced Botchamania or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, I think that's about it, really. I think we're out of time. This one might be a little bit overcooked, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Quick message about SmackDown. If anyone in the UK is wanting to record it, because it's normally on live at 1 AM on Sky Sports, which would have been Tuesday, going into Wednesday.
Yes.
Kind of worked out quite well for them with SmackDown being taped this week. But for whatever reason, it's not actually on one of the main Sky Sports channels. It's being made available to download on demand at 1 AM.
Oh, wow.
Which I don't know what they would have done if it wasn't taped.
Huh.
So yeah, same difference really. You just got to go into the on-demand section and download it. There's a load of changes as well because I think it's because of the darts being on.
Oh, yeah.
It's taken over the channel that would WWE normally have been on. So we've got Raw this week is actually on Sky Sports Mix. It just messes about with the series link. So if you've got a series link, it won't work.
Okay.
So, just if you've got it in your planner, just check it's actually recording because I nearly missed it this week because of the change. But yeah, the big change is SmackDown on Tuesday. It's not actually on the channel; it's on demand.
All right. Well, there you have it. Is there anything else you guys would like to add before we get out?
No, I think that's it.
I think we've done it.
Well, Merry Christmas coming up. Happy holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. We'll be back, if not next week, definitely sometime in the new year. Happy 2019 in that case as well. Yeah, we'll see you then. Thank you everybody for popping in, and we'll take care. We'll have more shows for you to listen to on demand. There's always the YouTube channel if you want to go back and listen to some and such in the meantime. And we'll see you next week, if not in 2019.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Have a happy New Year. Good night, everybody.